All right, we're going to go to child support court. Child support court, guys. Child support is not to be played with. Somebody said Atlanta and San Francisco. Okay, yeah, I get that. Child support court is not to be played with. Do not think that you have any advantage over this system. This system basically has no laws. They make up the rule book as they go. They are not governed by the judicial branch in America. They're somewhat judged by the using the legislative branch or the executive branch, where they have their own rules. They're not what they would call a real court. They are a court of administration. They're not a court of law in terms of the laws or the Constitution governs them. They are not a constitutional court. So people call them a fake court. They call the judges a fake judge. They call them a kangaroo court. So whatever you know about law, do not apply it to child support court, because niggas will take constitutional court and apply it to child support court. But realize they're not connected. So whatever you would do in constitutional court, which would be criminal, civil, it does not apply in family court. They have their own rules. They govern themselves. They have their own jurisdiction and no rules. And if there's no rule, they'll make it up. Okay? They'll make it up on their own. So before we get into that, that's going to be important when we get to Anthony Edwards. This is a judge basically patting down the pockets of a father before he possibly is going to jail in a court hearing. Okay.
You're giving her a total of $350 today. You have it in your pocket?
I do.
You just walk right over and you hand that to Miss Vogt right now. Do you have anything else in your wallet?
Yeah. Like
any other cash? How much?
Enough for gas for the rest of the week to get my daughter to school.
How much is it?
$20, maybe a little more.
Yep. Walk exactly all the money you have right now over to Miss Vogt.
350 is what he just handed me.
Yes, and he's going to hand you all the other cash in his wallet right now.
Straight jacket.
Okay, y'all think y'all want to play in this family court? So when I get to the Anthony Edwards story, trust me, I've been a victim of this for a good 15, 14 years. I want you to know that I'm knowledgeable about this. I'm not knowledgeable about everyone's case, but I know how corrupt and fucked up the court is. Okay? I know what I'm talking about. I've been there, done that. But again, every case is different. And don't think you're going to outsmart this court. Don't think you're just going to do whatever you want and I'm going to do whatever I want. Ha ha. They will fuck your ass up in this court. All right. And they will feel no pain. If you think you want to play with them, go play with them. And if you think you're going to report to their supervisor or the president or write to the mayor, the senator, the governor and get this shit stopped, you're not going to. All right. They will fuck you up. There's nobody else that you can sue them in the Supreme Court and fight. But I guarantee you, nigga, you ain't got $300 in your pocket. You definitely ain't fighting for Supreme Court. Nigga, you're going to be fighting forever. You ain't got the money and the resources. And let me tell you something. If you did have the money, they'll take it from you right in front of you. Okay? And these are women doing it, old white judges, old white men doing it. They will fuck you up in this court. Okay?
Giving her a total of $350 today. You have it in your pocket?
I do.
You just walk right over and you hand that to Miss Vogt right now. Do you have anything else in your wallet?
Yeah. Like
any other cash? How much?
Enough for gas for the rest of the week to get my daughter to school.
They don't give a fuck. I want that too.
How much is it?
$20, maybe a little more.
Yep. Walk exactly all the money you have right now over to Miss Vogt.
I'll walk it over.
Straight jacket.
All right. They will pat your ass down right there. You see, ain't nobody in there watching them. They don't care, bruh.
350 is what he just handed me.
Yes, and he's going to hand you all the other cash in his wallet right now.
Right now.
Straight jacket.
All right now. All right, and if you don't, just know they're going to put the bailiff on your neck, and your ass going to miss work tomorrow. You're going to miss work tomorrow. With that being said, I had to show that to set this up. There's a lot of things that happen in these courts that you guys don't know about. Plus, when these guys come out, nobody cares. They're going to be like, you need to take care of your kid. All right. You deserve. The kid deserves. You need to be in your kid's life and you need to pay. All right. And so when you're a part of these court orders, you guys think that, oh, it's just as plain and simple. Oh, here's an order. I follow it. Kiss my ass, wipe my ass, wipe her ass with the money. Fuck you. I'm done. Trust me, I've been a part of these cases. Now, when we talk about this next one, this is going to be important. Apparently, there is a viral meme going on that is suggesting that NBA basketball player Anthony Edwards made a historic move by paying off $1 million, okay, $1,080,000 in child support all at once, covering 18 years worth of payments. And then the meme says, of course, some of these memes are fake news, but of course, I think the media is reporting on this, so we're going to talk about it. That's $5,000 a month, but he decided to settle it up front. The message is clear. Quote, don't ask me for a thing for the next 18 years. Now, I'm going to put the vote to you right now before we get into it. So I'm going to start a poll for you guys to sound off on this one. Is Anthony Edwards smart or dumb for this move? All right. Smart, dumb are the options. Okay. Smart, dumb are the options. All right. The poll is live right now. You see it, and I'm going to read it again. The woman in this case, and I'm going to explain the case to you. And we don't know this to be true, all right? But I'm going to just show you that this is going around the internet. Some men are celebrating this. Oh, smart move. Fuck that bitch. Don't ask me for nothing for 18 years. Or is this a dumb move? He doesn't know how child support works. Okay, and then we're going to go through it. Again, we don't have all the details. Please don't compare these to other cases, all right? But we're going to use other cases to see if this is a smart or a dumb move. Okay, so now let's give you the details of the case. The case, I believe, is this one, and the woman's name is Aisha Howard. Okay, and it says the ongoing legal dispute with Aisha Howard, an influencer known as Little Miss Golden, centers around their daughter, which the daughter's name is Aubrey Summers Howard, taking the name of the baby mama. And the daughter was born less than a year ago. So October 2024. So this is a new child. And by the way, just so you guys know, he is fighting several women. All right. For paternity lawsuits and children. It's up to 3, but I'm sorry, it's about 3, but it could be more than 5. All right. More than 5 women. Because there's a case there, and he already had a child by one of the women right here. So he has several cases, all right, of these women right here. Okay. And it says Edwards filed a paternity lawsuit in the state of Georgia, confirming paternity through a DNA test in December 2024, which was less than 4 months ago. And it says, but he expressed no interest in custody or visitation. Oh, my goodness. All right. No, he doesn't want any custody or visitation. He's basically saying, I wash my hands of this woman and child. So it does go along with what we see in the meme. He wants nothing to do with the woman or the child. And then it says right here, Howard, on the other hand, filed her case in California. You already know what that means, leading to a jurisdiction battle. Okay, so she might have had the baby in Georgia, moved to California. Edwards alleged Howard moved to California to secure a higher child support, a claim she denied, presenting a driver's license and a birth certificate to support her move before the child was born. So the child's being born, the woman, I think she moved to California, obviously, for a better case. California is the worst child support, but Georgia is not that better. All right. Tyrese has proven this. All right. Tyrese thought that, Georgia would be better if he would pay a lower amount, and then he would in California. Tyrese's ex tried the same thing, tried to do a case in California. It got moved back to Georgia. All right. Then it says, the court ruled in February 2025 that California lacks jurisdiction for child support. So that's a win for him, shifting the case back to Georgia with the scheduled hearing on March 20th, 2025, which was last week. In California, for custody and visitation, it says right there. Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Okay, so let me get this straight. California lacked jurisdiction. They shifted the case to Georgia, and there's a scheduled hearing in California for custody and visitation. All right, which he's saying he wants no custody or visitation. This case highlights the tension between state laws and financial implications, with Edwards' lawyer arguing Howard's actions were a bad faith attempt for financial gain. Okay. So there you go. Oh, you didn't see it, but that's what I was reading right there, which, of course, we know women do that. That definitely is going to be the situation where she just ran it over there. I'm going to go over here. And then they're like, she's trying to collect more money, which she would have got way more money in California. They shipped it over to Georgia, which Georgia does not have a cap in child support. They don't have a cap. There's no cap in child support. However, this move right here, and this is just an opinion piece based on experience and knowledge that I have. I tried to get in contact with the lead attorney on this one, but the lead attorney is definitely going through some things. We want you to definitely be back in good health. I haven't seen him much on YouTube, so I tried to get him in here on this one. Okay. But what we hear is that according to the case, I'm a little confused because they said there's a custody and visitation in California, but the child support case is in Georgia. The order was for $5,000 a month. Okay, the order's for $5,000. What he did, and possibly with his lawyers, I don't know who he did this with. He said, drop in the bucket. Drop in the motherfucking bucket. 2 tears in the bucket, motherfucker. Okay, I'm just going to pay it off now. So let me get out the calculator. That's $5,000 a month. That's 12 months. We looking at 60. So let me just go ahead and forward that through to 18 years and write the check. People are saying this is a great move, essentially saying and suggesting that he could wash his hands of the woman and the child since he doesn't want anything to do with either, and that this is a smart move. Now, let me tell you this right now. From what I know, my history, the history with this court, what you saw in the previous video, what jurisdiction is, what Georgia's state laws seem to be, what child support means in California, this is a dumb ass move. This is a terrible move. This is dumb. Now, if you said this is smart, please tell me in your synopsis, your summation, that, and tell me you've been a part of child support. Because if you've been a part of child support and you said this is a smart move, you will know that this is not how child support works. Let me go back and show you just a clip, just to back my shit up real quick.
A total of $350 today. You have it in your pocket.
I do.
You just walk right over and you hand that to Miss Vogt right now. Do you have anything else in your wallet?
Yeah. Like
Any other cash? How
Yeah.
much?
enough for gas for the rest of the week to get my daughter to school.
Let's talk about what child support is. Child support is not part of the constitutional court, meaning that it is a lawsuit, part of the administrative court, and it is not like a traditional lawsuit in which you get a judgment or an order and that's final. Okay, that's number one. These are two different things. So if you have a case in civil court and the judge says you owe this in civil court, you can pay it up front. You can pay however you want. You can set up payment plans and it's a final judgment. It cannot be modified after that. You can make more money after the fact, after the judgment, and they cannot come back and get you in the civil judgment. In a child support case, the case is open. The judge gives an order, but that doesn't close the case. The case is closed whenever the age of majority is in that state. So it could be 18 in Georgia, 18 and graduated from high school in California, up to 21 as long as the kids are in college and lives with the mother, custodial, up to 21 in New York. Whatever that is, the case remains open, which means in effect, the case can be modified. The child support order can be modified at any point during when the kid is a minor. So the only thing that can make this case change is an extreme change in circumstance. The non-custodial has an increase in income. You can change the case. There's a change in custody. So I had no custody. Now I have 80% custody. That changes the order. I can go in and modify it. But he's advanced money for her, assuming that he will never see the kid again and never see her again. The case remains open. When you get a divorce, it remains open until you die. A child support case remains open until the kid reaches that age of majority. So let me start right there just to explain that that's how it works in Georgia, which means in effect, if Anthony Edwards makes more money within the next 6 months to a year, he goes from max contract to super max. And I looked it up. He is at the super max right now. He received the max extension that extends him to the year 2028 and 2029. What do we know? Well, the child will not hit the age of majority until the year 2043. 2043, 2044 with some quick maths, which his income could either go up at that point or go down. If he retires, is injured, the income goes down. If he continues to play 5, 10, 15 years, whatever that is, his income is set to increase. And all she has to do on any significant The Money Mindset 2025, join us if you are looking to elevate your mindset to the next level and get your financial information and game back to where it needs to be. This is the Blue Chip Mindset on steroids. We have 80 plus episodes from the last 2 years that you missed available via playback. You can get all of those episodes. Also, every live stream on Sunday night with all of our great contributors with subjects, cryptocurrency, investment, Money 101, Money 201. Also, if you're looking to become a social media content creator, this is the group for you. 2 times a month, we give you content creator information about how much money you can make via content creation. What are the most popular forms of content creation coming forward in the next few years, and how you can capitalize on an opportunity to be a content creator. Join patreon.com/Coach Greg Adams to find the Money Mindset link. Let's get our blue chip mindset on. The window is still open. Increase in income is go in and modify the case. He gets new money. All right. Or let's say he has 5 more children. He can modify it and say, I can't pay that much. My income's gone down. I've retired and I have 5 more kids to feed. All right. So he can modify the case. Now you're going to say, Coach, what would you have done? Even if you have the money, right? Even if you have the money, why would you front her money? Let me explain it like this. If you're in a war and he's obviously in the war, and yes, if he's paying it through child support system, they can modify it even outside of the woman. So they could be looking and say, he makes way more money, let's modify it. But look, let's say you're in a war, which he's clearly in a war. Do you front your enemy money to fight you? Or do you squeeze them resources? Do you restrict their resources? So the order was $5,000 a month. I would have gave her $4,985 a month, just enough to fulfill the order. Why would I pay her money when she's obviously fighting me legally and there's an open case in California, why do I front her money to pay legal fees to fight me? Like, now, let me add one more thing. You just gave her money to fight you. Ask Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre was in the same situation because Dr. Dre got a temporary order to pay his ex-wife, but the ex-wife was using the money to fight him more legally, so he stopped paying her. Then she went to court and said, he's not paying me the temporary order, which they forced him to pay it, and she still used the money to fight the case. Okay. Now, for anybody saying this is a settlement, this is where you're wrong. You cannot settle child support technically. You can settle alimony. You can settle all of this, just like you cannot put child support in a prenup. You cannot put child support in a prenup. Tell me why you can't put child support in a prenup. Why can't you put child support in a prenup? This is why I'm trying to tell y'all, you niggas are dumber than dumb. And this move is just to spite the baby mama. This move is just to spite the baby mama. Bitch, all right, I only got $5,000 a month. Okay, I'm going to wipe my ass with this money here. Drop in the bucket. Why can't you put child support in a prenup? Because the child support is technically the child's money. It is not the baby mama's money. Why then can't you settle a child support case? Because he would have to settle the child support with a 4-month-old child who cannot negotiate on their own behalf. I know the baby mama's getting the money, and the baby mama's supposed to support the child on it, but the child can't negotiate on their own behalf. Thus, they use other people to negotiate on their behalf. So if you settled the case with the baby mama, that's the wrong person to settle with. You have to settle it with the child. In which case, nobody ever can settle the case with the child. The child can't argue for themselves, so they have other people, the baby mama, the child support system, lawyers, argue on their behalf. Since that's the case, you can't settle. If somebody said somebody put child support in this prenup, guess what happens? It's okay until there's a divorce. Now, when there's a divorce, good luck arguing that shit. Right here. Good luck arguing that shit. You can put whatever the fuck you want in the prenup. When that shit goes to court, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So you say he settled this case. I say he didn't. How you settle a case with a 4-month-old? How do you settle a case? And then what if the kid, and this has happened, what if the kid says, hey, I got screwed. I'm 21 years old. I was entitled to more money, but you guys settled the case and it screwed me over. Jerry Jones got that. Thank you. You got somebody just hit me with this. Jerry Jones's child, who was over 21, did that exact thing. She came back and sued the mother and the court and Jerry Jones, saying that you guys negotiated a deal for my money that was unfair for me. Thank you, sir. Who said the Jerry Jones? I was just about to bring that up. And I don't want to use too many people's cases because every case is just different. Every case is different. Every jurisdiction is different. Every state is different. But Jerry Jones's adult daughter said y'all negotiated because the mother made a deal with Jerry Jones. The mother got the money, spent it, and then the daughter had nothing. So then the daughter said, hey, that was my money you negotiated. That was my money you spent. She went back to the court and said, y'all owe me money. That was my motherfucking money. And Jerry Jones had to pay up. Now, somebody's going to say, well, 50 Cent 50 Cent, mother tried to modify, and she got rejected. So when the mother settled and 50 Cent paid, the mother tried to modify when he made more money and she lost. What was the difference in that case? What was the difference? Well, 50 Cent filed for bankruptcy, and whatever he was getting paid through other companies and distribution, and it went to trust and all of that shit. He filed for bankruptcy at his peak income, which was a legal maneuver against the mother increasing the child support. Now, Anthony Edwards is not 50 Cent. He's not a rapper. He's a basketball player. Anthony Edwards plays basketball for the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA. They pay Anthony Edwards. They don't pay Anthony Edwards Trust to play basketball. They don't pay Anthony Edwards LLC to play basketball. They pay Anthony Edwards to play basketball. And thus, if they get caught up in trying to hide who they're paying, them people, the NBA and Minnesota Timberwolves, will get sued. They will violate tax code, tax laws, all kind of shit. Social Security code. They will violate every fucking rule in the book. And corporations will not pay a trust account for a nigga to dribble basketball up and down the floor. Now, 50 Cent, he can hide his money through all this shit and get paid through a business when he jump up on there in the stage and rap. All right, so he can hide his money like that. But Anthony Edwards, that nigga playing basketball, and everybody can see clearly who playing. A trust account ain't playing basketball. All right, a business, a LLC ain't playing basketball. He playing basketball. So everybody's going to assume that he's the one getting that money when he dribbling basketball. He an employee. He's not a business. Right? So he can't be hiding that shit. The Timberwolves ain't going to play his business to hide the fact that they ain't paying that nigga money. Everybody know. He a W-2. All they got to do is ring that shit up. So these are two different things. He can't pay his mama the money. All right, everybody know he the one dunking the basketball. All right, this is America. Dude, the IRS, the tax code, everybody will be on the Timberwolves' ass if they don't pay Anthony Edwards the money. Okay, so they're going to have to pay him, bruh. They're not going to pay no trust account. Yeah, people can get disbarred for that shit. That's committing, dude, the organizations themselves will be committing major crimes by trying to hide who they're paying for money. So he's going to get a check, and that check is going to be on his W-2. And then all of that shit going to be reported, and so he can't hide that money. Okay? These ninjas overseas, and they can do that shit. He can't do that over here. He can't do that. All right? These corporations will get sued upside down by the child support court, IRS, and all that shit. All right, so he can't play that game. He can do that with his endorsements deals, potentially. He can't play that game. Cannot play that game. Now, the smart move would be for him, this is what I would say. Coach, what would you have done? I would have paid her just under the amount every day. I mean, every month. And I would put it in an auto payment. I would have took that $1 million, $1,080,000, put it in a bank account over there. And I would have paid her ass like a motherfucking water drip. Okay. When the next month come up, it automatically get taken out. Next month come out, it automatically get taken out. So she only getting $5,000 at a time. Now, can she modify the case still? Yes. But why front my enemy who I'm in a legal battle with money? Okay, I can't do that. Why do that? Look, would Russia give Ukraine money? They're not to. Now, he's already said he doesn't want custody. So he's already on record saying that. And he doesn't want custody. Nor is he planning on having any custody. He has how many kids? How many kids? All these kids. And guys, you will say ninjas don't pay. All right, he got it for free. He got these baddies for free. And these women are intentionally getting pregnant on him. Intentionally getting pregnant on him. Is there a way to prove his income's inconsistent? How? Come on. I mean, you guys are right here. He says, sue the baby mama in court for federal court for violation of protected rights. Do you think he has time for this? He's not going to do this. All right. He's already said, I'm done. He fought paternity. He lost. All right. It's his baby. He ain't suing for no federal court. He cooked. And he's already saying, I'm washing my hands of you. I don't want nothing to do with this child or the woman. Which, guys, that's not how it works. I would have gave her the exact amount or just under that, just so I can prove that I've been paying this off and been done with it. Now, when she comes back to modify, I can't help that. And, guys, you can't help modifications. You guys are trying to help yourself with these modifications or what we should do around it. No, man. Look, first of all, what you should do is stop nutting in these strags, all right? But, hey, listen, all of us got to do what we do, okay? But you guys are nutting in these strags, and you think these men are getting it for free, and you're going to pay. That's the first thing. Stop nutting in these strags. Second thing is you cannot just shoo the baby mama away, right? Not with money you can't, not in child support. Somebody's going to say, well, Earthquake paid the money in advance, okay? Because people are using other people's cases. I'm using other people's cases. All cases are different, but we know certain things. You cannot settle child support. Child support is never settled. It is always open. But somebody said the comedian Earthquake did the same thing, and the baby mama was upset, which he did. He paid in advance. By the way, California, you cannot pay advance child support. If I have an order on child support, and the child support's $5,000 a month, I cannot advance the order. They'll send me the money back. All right, people have tried to do that in California, and they won't take advance payments. All right, so that's number one. But Earthquake paid off his child support, and then remember, the baby mama came back and said she needed some money, and he was like, I paid it off. Now, here's the thing with Earthquake. Earthquake did it when the kid was 16, I believe. The kid was already late in the game. So when he got to the point when the kid was 16, about to turn 18, he paid off the rest. That's different than Anthony Edwards. He's paying off 18 years in advance. Earthquake paid it off right when the kid was 16, and that means there was less moves for her to make at that point. There's less modification. Earthquake didn't get an NBA max contract and double and quadruple his salary. His salary probably stayed the same. There was probably no more time to modify it. If it would, she would only got 6 months increase. So he went ahead and paid it off and advanced it from that point, from 16 years old to 18 or whatever it was. So that was an advancement of a short period of time, not 18 years. Okay. Not 18 years. Okay, so he paid it off in a point where the woman had less legal maneuvers, and she took the lump sum, or she paid it through wherever he paid it, she took it, and then boom. Now, let's just say this. Yeah, he paid 3 to 6 months in advance. It wasn't like he paid 18 years in advance. It was a very short period of time that he paid in advance. Now, let's say they have a deal and it's not going through child support. So he made a deal with her attorneys, and the attorneys took the deal. And then he said, never call me again. Don't talk to me. This makes the move even dumber. All right. Yes. And Earthquake is not W-2. He's a comedian. You can't chase down his money. She would have had to hire a forensic accountant for 6 months of child support. He already had one. Let's say he negotiated with this. His lawyers negotiated with her lawyers. They didn't go through the child support system or the child support county. They didn't go through the county. And he negotiated this directly with the woman or directly with the woman's attorney. This makes the move absolutely worse. This makes the move 10 times dumber. 10 times dumber. Because at that point, now, if there's any chance he didn't pay, he forgot to pay, or she said, I didn't get the money, or she modified it, and it didn't go through the county, and it didn't go through, it just went from his hand to her hand. Dumbass move. Dumbass move. Because now she's going to use that to fight against you going forward. You cannot settle a child support case. That's just the number one. You can't settle a child support case. I mean, unless there's a place where the case says it's closed. Yep, it was a gift. I didn't get the money. He didn't send it all. Who did that? Vince McMahon's girl. She said she had, and this wasn't child support, but he said he was going to give me $1 million. He only gave me $500,000. She went back and opened the case. Hold on for a second. Georgia child support. Here. They open. Let me see here. In Georgia. Okay. This is the AI. Yes, you can modify a child support order in Georgia, but it requires you demonstrating a substantial change in circumstances. It involves filing a petition with the court or requesting a review with the Georgia Division of Child Support Services. So when people say this is a lawsuit, the judge made an order, the order's final, it's false. It is false. It is not a final order. The order remains open until that child reaches the age of majority in that state. Okay? And what are a significant, substantial change in circumstances? Number one, a child support order can be modified if there's a substantial change in the circumstances of either parent or the child, such as a significant change in income, job loss, or the child's needs. Let's just say Michael Strahan's case, and I hate to use other people's cases. Michael Strahan's case, he had an order. She spent up all her money. The children turned 15 and 16. He had an order back when the kids were 5. But he had a change in income where the kid he went from football player to ESPN to Good Morning America. She took his ass back to court. Why? Because he has a significant change in income, and the kids have a change in need, which their change was they're taking horse riding equestrian lessons at 15 and 16. Guess what? He took that L. So if he would have paid in advance his child support, well, by 15 and 16, there was a change in circumstance, which made her take him back to court, and she won. He had to come up with a new agreement, and he had to increase his child support. Okay, so this is what we're talking about here. A job loss. Let's say Anthony Edwards loses his ability to play. All right, he could go back in there and modify it, but really, what's the point when he advanced her the money? Okay, so modifying it for him wouldn't help. He already paid her off, okay? And then the child's needs. What if the kid becomes special need, injured, autistic, any of these things? Oh, the kid is 4. We didn't realize that now the kid is autistic and needs a tutor, a nanny, stuck in a wheelchair. That just changed the requirement for modification. Oh, well, we didn't notice at 4. We didn't recognize the signs at 4, but now the kid's has special needs. Oh, go in and change. We need more because we need a full-time caretaker, a full-time tutor, a full-time nanny, a full-time cook. Cooked. And they could go back. Oh, they could go back retroactive. They could go back retroactive. Oh, I filed the case then, but it took 2 years to fight, but we settled it 2 years later, but we're going to go back 2 years. Ask Tyrese. And it says right here, how to initiate a modification. File a petition with the court, request a review from the Department of Child Support Services. But there's a 2-year rule, meaning you can't file a petition to modify child support more than once every 2 years, unless there's an emergency. So every 2 years, she can go in and modify. And unless there's an emergency. Okay, so let's go back from what we know. By settling and paying all this up front, he's assuming that that's the end of the case. But from my position, this is my position alone, the case is not over. Okay? The case is not over. This can increase. It's not going to decrease because he paid it all up front. So he can't ask for a decrease in a refund. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. So this is what you got. All right. This is what you got. This is our reality. And they can do a review. And look, past due support does not get modified. So whatever you owe in the past, you can't change that. This is what you owe. We're only modifying the future child support right there. Based on what we see, we have a contract where his contract's pretty much going to stay the same until the end of the 2028-29 season, which if he gets an extension, then that might be what they can fight over. So that's 5 years from now. That would make the kid 5 years old, which he's got to get to the finish line 13 more years after that. This spiteful move by Anthony Edwards, if this is the case, this is just spite. All right, this is a move that niggas make. Oh, fuck you, bitch. All right, that's the order. I'll just pay it all up front. It's a drop in the bucket, blah, blah, blah. This is the moves that dudes make, thinking that they're going to outsmart the system, but the system is the system.
$350 today. You have it in your pocket?
I do.
You just walk right over and you hand that to Miss Vogt right now. Do you have anything else in your wallet?
All right. I would have just paid enough. Right? I would have just paid enough. Orders 5,000, I would have dripped her 5,000. Drip, drip, drip. Now imagine how broken, bent out of shape she would be. And then you could just sit there saying, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what I was ordered to do. There's nothing more I can do. And she would have just been there bumping her head, waiting for that 2-year mark, waiting for that next max NBA cap. How broke would she be then? She would be super duper broke. She'd be fucking assed out because she probably was looking for $60,000. She would be asked the fuck out. But you handed over $1 million cash to her? Nigga, please. You gave her second life. And that money gonna get spent up in under 2 years. I give her 8 months and she gonna spend it up. So what is she going to do now? She going to make your life a living motherfucking hell after that. She going to be on your neck. She going to be social media on your fucking neck every day. Extorting you. All right, telling your secrets. Telling you that you like your booty hole played with. I'm going to tell you.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
I would have gave her that $5K a month and let her work that shit out. All right, anyway, look, let me get on to this. That's crime and law CGA. All right. Our poll says it was a dumb move. 55% says it was dumb. 45% says it's smart. All right, she about to spend all that shit. She about to spend all that. But if I would have gave her $5K a month, she would be broke in 2 months. And she then would be done. Right? She ain't got nothing, bruh. She ain't got nothing. All right, she would be stuck. And then she would just be waiting. All right, waiting for a handout. She would be begging. She'd be dropping the kid off over there. All right, she'd be modifying to try to help you for your advantage. All right, so anyway, goodness gracious. All right, I see people celebrating this, and I'm like, obviously, you have not been on child support. You don't know shit about what child support is. Somebody said, it's a settlement. It's final. The judge put an order out, and it's final. No, it is not. That is not a final order. Right? That is not a final order. The case always remains open as long as that child is under the age of majority. Depends on where. Okay, it's in Georgia. It don't depend no more. We have it. The case is in Georgia. According to this doc, it moved from California to Georgia. If it was California, he would be extra screwed because he probably would have been on the hook for way more money. But Georgia or California, the case remains open. It is not the end of the case. All right, so anyway, that's Crime and Law CGA. Let me do some super chats. If you enjoyed this clip, check me out on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel for the best morning live stream every weekday. And of course, we're back for the evening live streams as well. Check out the times and the featured channels on this channel right here. And also the links are in the description box. I will see you there.
New world order.